How would you like a brand that not only attracts the right customers, but gives you clarity, consistency, and credibility to scale? Whether that means opening your next location, winning larger contracts, or finally multiplying your growth without multiplying your workload. I call this the brand multiplier effect because once you understand and build these fundamentals, you're able to stick your foot and budget on the accelerator and move quickly towards fueling a brand that attracts customers, scales your marketing ROI, and drives long-term growth. Now, while that might sound blatantly obvious, the number of business owners that can honestly say they have full confidence that their brand communicates clearly and will scale profitably is super small. The truth is, when most people step on the gas pedal, they're not confident that their brand isn't losing them leads, that it's not connecting with the right people, or working like a compounding investment on behalf of their business. Or if they do, they're worried about not being able to generate a return once all the expenses are considered. Even people who succeed in piecing together a logo or a website often live in fear that they won't know how to move beyond it as they grow and expand in their markets. For many, this is the reality. They read online and get told by printers or freelancers that they need to invest hundreds of thousands of dollars just to get the ball rolling. Or they need to scrap everything they've built and start new anytime they have a new idea or think up some new strategy. And so they pay up. And with a little luck, they make some progress, but most find out the hard way that even if you have a new logo and shinier site, you still need to position your brand, clarify your message, build trust, and create a marketing path and establish systems for brand growth. Without these, the money runs out as quickly as it did before. Only people who undergo the whole process of building a brand strategy, developing clear message, visual identity, and a tactical website for profitable growth can honestly say, I know how to truly profit from my brand. Hey, my name is Caleb Dean, and in the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you exactly how I've helped my clients turn their businesses into highly successful brands, and how you can do the same. I'll also share with you the biggest mistakes most business owners make when they're building their brand, the 3 things that 7-figure brands have that struggling businesses don't, and the proven processes that turn ideas into brand systems that generate a consistent return on investment. This is the exact same process I've used with clients to launch brands across industries like private education, sports training, housing development, environmental services, fitness sectors, and more. You see, for more than a decade, I've been committed to helping tested entrepreneurs become trust organizations, go-to authorities in their space, turning 35% survival rate into a 78% success rate. And these entrepreneurs have all been ruthlessly committed to 2 things. 1 is building brands that create measurable growth and profitability, and 2 is enjoying the process of turning the vision into reality. So if you have a business that needs clarity, consistency, and a professional brand presence to scale, then you're definitely in the right place. See, there are primarily 3 types of people that I work with. People who know their brand needs to improve but really have no idea where to start. People who believe in their business but aren't sure about the cost, time, effective way to build a brand that actually drives ROI. And 3 is people who are ready to take action but don't know how to build their brand strategy, identity, and website aligned and getting those things ready to perform. Kind of like these guys. This is the Central Wisconsin Christian School brand refresh I built. They reached out looking to unify their K-12 school brand identity, build pride across the school community, and create a brand strong enough to represent academics, athletics, and student lives in order to boost enrollment. After we delivered their new brand system, enrollment began to climb steadily, growing from 323 students in 2017-18 academic year to 422 students just 5 years later. That trend continued upward past 500 not long after. The refreshed identity gave the school a professional, memorable presence that resonated with the students, parents, and donors alike, fueling over $400,000 in new annual revenue and long-term confidence in their mission. This is the Elite International Soccer Training rebrand I created for a regional soccer academy, ready to grow beyond just their word-of-mouth marketing. They needed a professional identity and website to position themselves as the Valley's go-to training brand. I built a growth strategy, visual identity, facility renovation framework, and successfully developed a custom e-commerce website that helped them book over $50,000 in new trainings, tournament fees, and academy students in just the first 6 months. Now they're the go-to brand for all things soccer, and people fear the athletes who wear their shirts. This is the Blue Sky Environmental identity and website system. They were looking for a professional, trustworthy brand that could win larger contracts and expand their reach from statewide to the entire West Coast. We built a brand, custom client-driving site, and marketing imagery that communicates credibility and environmental leadership. Their new positioning and brand trust has helped them land more and larger contracts across a greater geographical footprint as well as facility scale. Now, the best thing about this brand multiplier effect is that it focuses on creating a brand that your market truly wants, responds to, and stands out. It allows you to get from bootstrapped vision to a professional identity and profitable website. So when you invest in growth, you know that your brand is multiplying your marketing effort effectiveness instead of just leaking it. What allows some businesses to become seven-figure brands while the others can barely get off the ground? There are really three things that the seven-figure brands have that the struggling businesses don't. And the best way I can describe the difference in impact to you is with a story about how the Wright brothers invented the world's first airplane by focusing on something that their competitive market did not. Back in 1903, when the race was on to invent the airplane, most people became obsessed with the engine. It's even where most of the research money was allocated by investors. Other inventors and companies kept building bigger and bigger engines with more horsepower, strapping them onto planes while ignoring the aerodynamics of the wing and the body. The result was powerful engines that looked impressive, but flawed planes that couldn't even get off the ground. The Wright brothers really took a different approach. While the world obsessed over engines, they focused on aerodynamics, creating a plane that could glide first and then adding an engine later. And that's how the first successful flight was achieved. Now I want to reflect with you here because this is the same dynamic playing out in branding today. Most businesses are repeating the engine obsession. They're fixated on logos, colors, typography, or other marketing tropes like a shinier campaign, more ad spend, or prettier packaging. But they completely ignore the fundamentals of brand strategy, clarity of messaging, positioning, and a marketing system required to generate a return on investment. So back to those three things. First, they have a product or service that solves a problem for a specific audience, specific being key. Second, they have brand positioning and differentiation with built-in margins that customers want to identify with. And three, they have a proven path that consistently compounds their return on investment. Because ultimately, it comes down to this. If your brand isn't something your niche truly wants, if you can't get it in front of them, or if they aren't prepared to pay you what you need for it, you don't have a profitable brand. So let's get down to business. There are really only two things that matter when you're building a brand that scales. First is solving that problem for your ideal customer in a way that's more compelling than any other option in the market. And second is creating a brand strategy, identity, and website that are lean, effective, and communicate your differentiators. So when you invest in brand growth and distribution, your brand acts as a multiplier on those efforts. You see, the brand building game is dangerously easy to get distracted by shiny objects. I fall victim to them all the time. But the raw reality is this: aligning your messaging for your brand and having a scalable path to market are the only two things that matter. So when you have a proven process for building brands and you know your numbers, it's simple. You look at demand, you align your resources, and you invest strategically to grow. So what does this process look like? Step one is understanding your business, your message, and the overlap between what you offer and what the market wants. Then we define the best market path. For some, that means a lead generating website, campaign strategy, a retail presence, or a fundraising path. Step two is concepting and establishing demand. Based on your goals, we create multiple directions for how your brand strategy, identity can look and perform. Each concept is analyzed for what's working and what's not, multiplied by differentiation and market opportunity. We then refine towards the direction that best satisfies your goals and test it with real feedback, interest, and even early engagement to validate demand. Step three is identity design. This is where we turn the chosen concept into a complete visual identity and website ready for launch. By the end of this phase, your brand system is tested, refined, and honestly ready to go live. Step four is execution. This is where we finalize your website, launch a new identity, and oversee the rollout across key platforms: digital, print, and environmental. We ensure that your brand doesn't just look good, but is built with the right systems to attract leads, convert them, and grow. We also make sure that this doesn't happen in a vacuum, that we're not in an echo chamber where it's only us paying attention. We've seen recently that so many brands hit the fan and they come back a tattered mess. And we make sure that we tell a brand story along with the transition, the new look, the new feel, so that it's well received by your audience across all platforms. And that support doesn't stop at launch. We continue to help you build new campaigns, expand your offerings, grow your reach, and whatever you need to find success in the future. The result of executing this process correctly is that your business will be equipped with a well-designed, market-ready brand and a clear path towards growth. You'll know that your brand is profitable because you'll have the validation from the market and clarity on your costs before you scale. And the best part, you'll finally have everything you need to put your foot on the brand multiplier effect pedal, just like the growth my clients have experienced. This is the brand refresh and children brand system we did for Nampa Christian Housing. They were moving on from one rundown property and setting a goal of 10 new builds in 10 years, seeking a way to tell their story of dignity and support through low-income housing. We developed a clear brand strategy, visual identity, and basic website that communicates both mission and professionalism. As a result, they won government grants to break ground on their first development within the first year, and raised funding for the next 3 developments within just 24 months. This is the Sweat 60 rebrand and website build. They needed a dynamic identity and digital presence to stand out in a crowded fitness market as they neared opening a second and even third location. We created their brand system and built a comprehensive website designed for traffic, conversions, and client rapport. Since our work together, they've expanded to a second location, effectively doubling their revenue, as well as added a line of on-brand supplements to bolster their customer lifetime value. So by now you're probably wondering, how can I turn my business into a brand that customers actually trust, build an identity and website that convert, and ensure that I'm going to see a return on my investment? You see, this will be perfect for you if you're looking to find out whether your brand truly has the potential to scale. It's about taking the guesswork out of branding and replacing it with a proven process, so you can attract leads, build credibility, and generate results with confidence. Right now, I'm looking for a few more dream clients whom I can help get the kind of growth I've shared with you in the case studies. That's why for a limited time, I'd like to work with you in a brand calibrator call, if, of course, you meet the following criteria. I primarily work with 3 types of clients. People who know their brand isn't working but don't really know what to do next. People who believe in their business but aren't sure about the cost/time-effective way to build a brand that actually drives ROI. And people who want the guidance and support of someone with over a decade of experience helping organizations transform their identity, align their strategy, and create brands that scale. So here's how the process works. We'll focus on a specific custom-tailored brand strategy and execution plan to help you solve the 2 biggest problems most business owners face. 1, creating a brand that actually connects with your ideal customers, one they trust, and one they're prepared to buy from. And 2, making sure your strategy, identity, and website are built to perform profitably, covering not just design, but also marketing, operations, and ROI. This brand calibrator call will take about 30 minutes. You'll be speaking with me personally, and together we'll identify what you already have in place and uncover what's holding you back and build a strategy that moves your brand profitably to the next level in the shortest time possible. And I should warn you that the brand calibrator call is not for people who like the idea of building a stronger brand but really aren't ready to act. It's really not for those who get stuck in research mode, making excuses or waiting for someday or next month. And it's not for anyone unwilling to commit the time, resources, and energy it takes to see real results in their brand. Knowing that we're a good fit is crucial because I really only want to take on clients that I know I can deliver results for. If I don't think I'm the right fit, I'll be upfront and point you towards a better option. I know many amazing designers. But if I know I can help you, you'll get my full attention and, of course, a clear path forward. So the first step is to complete an application for the brand calibrator call below. This application is important because it helps me determine 2 things. 1, that I can actually help you and that I'm the best person to guide you to results. And 2, that you're ready to step up, commit, take action, and do the required work to transform your brand into a scalable business. Once you schedule time to meet with me, that's where we'll really start working together. We'll dig into what you want, uncover what's holding your brand back, and map out a strategy to help your brand move forward into profitability. At the end of the call, one of 2 things will happen. You'll either be a good fit, and I'll extend an invitation to work with me as one of my clients, or if it's not a good fit, that's completely fine. No hard feelings, no obligations. I'll be happy to have met you regardless. Either way, you'll walk away with an insanely valuable session and newfound clarity on where your brand is today, what's standing in your way, and the exact steps you need to take action on to make progress. Now, because these sessions are one-on-one and require dedicated time, the opportunity is pretty limited. Out of about 20 people who apply, I generally only work with 4 at a time. And right now, 2 of those spots are currently filled. So I'm looking to fill the last 2 spots as quickly as possible. So that being said, please understand that this window of opportunity probably won't be available for super long. What I found is that those who make decisions quickly are most likely to see results and the most likely to become my best long-term clients. So if this feels right for you, go ahead and click the button to schedule your session below and follow the instructions on the next page and following steps. So I'll talk to you soon.